Hello, my name is Shazeb Suhail, and in this milestone 5 for my capstone project, I will be going over my EasyPay application, which is a Vue.js frontend with a C# web API on the backend connected to a SQL database. And so we'll go ahead and go through the code and walk through the application, and I hope you enjoy. So I have currently started the C# API, so you can see these are different endpoints we have for the API. Things like register account, login account, checkout, catalog, and image upload. Now here we have our actual Vue.js frontend started up. So this is the actual home page. When you land on it, it's going to detect you are not logged in. And it just has some basic information, title of the website, and a link to my Instagram account. From there, you could either go to the login page or the sign up page. I'll try to do a login as a EasyPay and just some random password, and we'll see what happens. So you can see it has detected that this account does not exist. So we'll go ahead and try and sign up right now. So I'll make up my email. I'll give EasyPay. We'll give it a password of ABC123. ABC123. Now it's asking for a Stripe API key. Now, right now we won't use it because it's in a testing phase. So I'm just going to give it some random input, but in a real case scenario, when it's really in production environment, this should not work. But you can see that it has said you have successfully registered and can log in. So if I try to log in, we can see that we are not logged in. So this is actually the home page, and this is the user catalog component for creating products. So clear image doesn't work because we don't have an image URL. But let's start off making a random product. So let's look for a random product really quickly, such as coffee mug. If I go here, and I like the smiley face, so if I open this in a new tab, and what I do is I open the image in a new tab, and that didn't work. Now we have the image. If I go here, I press Ctrl C, come back, and I paste it. So you can see we can get images just using URLs. But let's say I wanted to actually download this. So if I said save images, and I saved it here, smiley mug, then I go back to here, I can clear this. So now we could do browse. You could go to pictures, smiley mug. If I open, I would then have to upload, and you can see now it exists. But the key note is it exists in a blob storage account, which I have created with my API. One other thing I want to show you is that this API actually does work. It was the most recent one I made. So if I go here, you can, just to also show that this is the actual API that's working. If I press upload, well, let me clear this image, go back here because I already uploaded it. I'll try to upload it again, or we'll actually try a different one now. Let's try blue hat, and I upload. You can see it pops up. You know what, I totally effed up because we're actually using the deployed version I have when I could easily switch it to here. You know, let's go back. We'll pick another image. I'll say green hat this time. I'll press upload. Now you can see that it actually is going through. So this actually is the API we want to use. And let me just turn off this breakpoint. So now we could do something like green hat, and I could give it a price. So one thing, Stripe, it charges a fee to make purchases online with their system. So what I did is I just went ahead and I accounted for the fees. So when a user tries to sell something, they put their listed price, but they also get a price indicating how much they're going to get in profit after the fees. Now the fees are only calculated for USD, but you can see you can use different currencies as well. So far I only used 5 other 5 currencies in total: euros, rupees, dirhams, dollars. Now if I go ahead and I press add to catalog, we can see we have now created this item. Now I made this item in PKR, which is for Pakistani rupees, and if you press checkout, you can see that we get an error message claiming what is happening because PKR is kind of less, that we cannot do anything less than 50-cent Stripe fee. It's just the rule. So what we do is, I don't really have an edit button, so if I change this back to USD, the way to edit, you actually have to add to catalog again, and then you would have to delete the previous hat, and it'll ask for a delete confirmation. You have your item, and then when you press checkout, you can see we're navigated to an actual Stripe payment checkout page, and it's currently in the test mode. So we're not using the fake Stripe API key that we inputted at the beginning. But now I can make other items as well. So for example, if I want to do this one again, I would just post it. I would say smiley mug, and I could give it a random price. I could press add to catalog, and you know what, if I press edit, it just loads it up and I can check out from here. Now this checkout link I could copy and I could just send it to somebody, and it would actually open up this exact same. So if I copy this and let's say I opened up a new private window. Now one thing I want to post, if I go to localhost 8080, you can see we're not logged in, even though we're clearly logged in over here. And that's because I'm able to manage user sessions. But if I go to this link, you can see that I still open up this tab. Now another thing I need to point out is, because it's in test mode, we can use a fake thing. And the Stripe test card is 424242 repeated. Then I just have to enter a expiration date at a much later date. I can just enter whatever random stuff I want to enter, and then I don't even have to fully do that. And if I press pay, well, I guess it's asking for a zip. You can see that once it's completed, it just brings us back here. But if I was to go to my actual Stripe account, we would notice that I would get this payment. Maybe I could show you if it'll let me pop up real quickly, but it won't. Let me just go ahead and close this now. Now that same payment URL that I made, watch what happens. So it's been expired, because once one payment has been accepted, you can't use it again. So that's the reason we have this checkout. So this checkout, what it does is it goes to the EasyPay API first, so it generates a new URL each time, allowing us to check out items consistently without sharing that one link that will eventually expire. So if I go check out here again, okay, I'll just go ahead and input something random again. We'll use the same 42 card, and something like that or whatever. We'll press pay. You can see that it brought us here, but if I was to check out again, I could check out as many times as I want. So these are just some nooks and crannies of this website, but you can also delete items. And then once you log out, you can't go back. Even if I was trying to go back, I wouldn't be able to. You can see. So I have another account that I've been making a lot of items on. If I go here, you can see I have these other items. Home is just pretty much home. But let's say I was accidentally to go to sign up page. Well, I'm in signage page. This shows me that I'm still logged in, so I could go back to home. But once you're here, you don't really have to come back to the login page. You would just log out. But I noticed that, so I just set that up. But you can see we have these other apps. If I was to check out, all of these checkout payments work. A couple things that I could do is make it to where you can choose quantities and you could buy multiple items at once. That's gonna have to take some time to do this week. But also, if I go here and I check out the SQL database we got going on in the backend. And I go to here. I have the database set up. View data. You can see it's being put into a SQL account. And so yeah, I'm using the SQL database and all that, so it's all working. And so far I really like the functionality of how it is right now. I'm able to manage user sessions and all that. Oh, but the thing I wanted to mention is that none of this stuff is being stored as hashed. So that's one of the things I have to do, is I have to make an encryption service so I could work with that. And one other thing I could show is that I actually did deploy this. So I have it deployed on a Heroku app. So you can see I could sign in. I'm already signed in. If I was to log out, then I was to log in again. You can see that I have these other items as well. Like I was just using some random items. If I was to go to checkout, this is actually connecting to the API I have deployed as well. So then I also realized I can use these GIF images. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a static image. And yeah, so I really like how it's going right now. And once again, if I go here, copy that, go to a new private window. If I was to go to the app, you can see that I'm not logged in. But you can still access this. So the whole point of this app is for you to create product listings, and you can quickly send these URLs to people. Or eventually what the plan is, that if I was to go to the home page, let's say I log out. So far I can't see anything right now. But let's say I was to type in something like the name of my user account and I go here, I should be able to see like my catalog without the edit button, without the delete button, just the checkout button. I shouldn't be able to edit any information. I should just be able to see the product listings and be able to buy them. So that is one other things I need to implement as well. And I guess that's pretty much it for now. And I look forward to the next milestone update, where I hope a lot more functionality that I mentioned is indeed integrated. And I'll see you then.